Thank you, Ali, for meeting with me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
This is my very good friend, Ali, and I asked him to come because I wanted to know how is it for an Arab to come to Iceland and travel Iceland and, you know, discovering Iceland?
Well, there are two aspects when it comes to an Arab. There is your regular Arab and there is your Muslim Arab. It is slightly, I wouldn't say difficult, not challenging, but it's slightly different when it comes to the cultural kind of aspect of things. You get, some people actually when they travel here, they get that cultural shock because of complete two different set of social norms, gender roles for them and their families, and especially people who choose to cover their head and their face, nonetheless to mention, when they come here as well, and they, I can feel like the look of other people, you know, towards them. What I say is that sometimes it is slightly different for other people to come from that part of the world to here, to adjust to the culture, to adjust to the society. That takes some time. For me, it was not a big issue because I lived and grew up my entire life in Dubai. It's such an international city. That cultural shock was not as big for me as some of my relatives who actually visited Iceland and just were shocked because...
Tell me about, what were they shocked about?
The liberty.
The liberty?
The liberty of especially women. That is a very sensitive subject for some people, especially back home. I'm not talking about the Emirates per se, but the Arabian Peninsula in general. The culture is still deeply embedded there, so for them to leave that and go out, I mean, it's good to go out and experience and get to know other people and how they live their lives. It just widens your horizons. It brings a perspective. Highly recommended, by the way. Visit Iceland, travel around is always a good thing. I remember my first snow, first time I experienced actual snow, because we have the fake snow back in Dubai. So experiencing that was something.
What were you doing? Were you like...
Oh my God! I walked outside, and there were two things. There were the snow that was kind of nice to see, but what really grabbed my attention and what got me jumping like a 5-year-old was the Northern Lights, the Aurora. Oh my God, that was a spectacular view. That by itself was worth moving to Iceland.
Really?
It was magnificent. The first time, there is just something magical about it. Of course, when it comes to food. Now that was a small issue since I only eat halal food. But then at one point I realized if I only eat halal food, my health is actually going to a bad place. So they told me that you can eat if you can't find any halal shops, which there are non-existing here. So you either change your diet completely, where you skip meat, you keep it with fish and vegetables, which is totally fine. I mean, fish here is absolutely amazing, and all seafood products here are just so nice, you know, compared to other places. So when it comes to food, I really wasn't that fuzzy about it, you know. To some people, they might find it as an issue. To people who are more strict when it comes to food, like for Jewish, the kosher, and how some people, you know, stick to that, and for us the same thing, you know, the halal, and how people have to stick to that as well. Prayers, it's very challenging here, especially since the sun. You know, during winter you would pray, you would jam your whole 5 times a day prayer in like what, 3 hours? So 3-4 hours technically. And in the summertime you would pray Well, technically, in the summertime, you really can't follow the sun because the sun is out all the time. So there is no sunset at some point, and that just eliminates the last prayer. That doesn't mean you don't pray it, but that means you just have to figure out some time. There are some ways to either pray with home or pray with the closest country that has normal hours, like Paris or London. But still, I mean, it's I don't know.
So Iceland is not
a Muslim friendly?
No.
It is. It's been great, to be honest. The level of safety, the connection, the society itself, the bonds that keep people together is just magnificent. To be honest, this is one of the first few places that I've seen outside home where the society is so close to each other that if you need help, you'll always find help. If you need support, you'll always find support. How people focused on the quality of people here rather than focusing on the quantity, that is a magnificent thing.
Oh, good.
And I really appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that in Iceland there are not a lot of people, and you just walk around freely, enjoy the countryside. And now with what's happening, with the COVID-19, no tourists around, that sort of gave the country a little bit time to breathe again.
Exactly. But if you were to go now and take a friend with you from the Arab countries and you were really going to make an impact, what would you do with him? You have 3 days, what would you do?
3 days. I would spend 1 day in the city. For sure. The city has a lot to offer. There are small little parks, there are small little places that you can visit, and that has nice things to offer. Restaurants are amazing. Seafood here is to die for. I know my people love seafood, and seafood here, oh my God. Second day, I would probably go to the south, enjoy the south. So I would go to the Westman Island and the Glacier Lagoon. These are one of the most spectacular places. The Westman Islands is just something else. It's like out of a fairy tale, out of a movie. It's just incredible. The Glacier Lagoon, that is something also, wow, spectacular. The crystals, the ice that comes to shore is just fantastic. If you're lucky, you'd get to see a seal or something. And then the third day, I would probably go to hot pools.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to have that experience. And I'm not talking about the commercial pools. I'm talking about the secret pools. I'm talking about.
You have to walk up in the mountain, and you have to go far, and then all of a sudden you see something steaming, and you take off your clothes, and
and you just run down, and it's just incredible. So hot rivers, hot pools, I would dedicate an entire day for that experience because, and ice cream.
Ice cream.
Afterwards. Yeah, that's a must. That is a combo that you would die for. It's amazing.
Thank you so much, Ali.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Are you rolling with us?
Yes. For sure.
Okay.